Excellent first sector for Brian Hall. In Team Cotter, Carl Struhal goes fastest with a 110.0.
Issues for Carl Struhal in the Team Cotter class. Carl Struhal beginning a flying lap now. 5 minutes remaining. Sean Eric is out on a flying lap. Fast in sector 1 for Gil Lalonde. Out on a flyer, Brian Hall. Gil Lalonde has problems in Forsyth Racing. Here's the replay. We're back live. Tommy Teasdale now P2. No improvement for Sean Eric in Patrick Racing, stays P1. Oliver Day going for a time. Gilles Lalonde getting a flying lap now. Sean Eric through sector 1 quickly. Carl Struhal cannot improve in Team Cotter, remains P1. Patrick Racing leader, Sean Eric, 108.7. Carl Struhal with a strong opening sector. Gilles Lalonde stays P1 in Forsyth Racing after that lap. Tommy Teasdale goes green in sector 1. Carl Struhal continues to improve through sector 2. Fast through sector 1 for Tommy Teasdale. Purple sector 1 for Sean Eric. No improvement for Oliver Day in Whitehead Racing, stays P1. 1 minute to go. That's Tommy Teasdale test sector 3 of the second. Sector 1 for Oliver Day. Wizard Racing, Oliver Day tops the time 1:08.1. Wizard Racing results. Oliver Day in the number 34, Jim Crawford, the only Wizard Racing entry with 1:08.1. In Canadian Tire Racing, Tommy Teasdale in the number 76, Jack Villeneuve, the only Canadian Tire Racing runner with 1:08.7. Patrick Racing results. Sean Eric in the number 20, Bruno Giacomelli, the only Patrick Racing entry with 1:08.7. Team Cotter results. Carl Struwell in the number 9, Roberto Guerrero, the only Team Cotter entry with 1:09.8. In Penske, Brian Hall in the number 11, Alwyn Sir, the only Penske runner with 1:10.2. In Forsyth Racing, Gilles Lalonde in the number 33, Howdy Holmes, the only Forsyth Racing runner with 1:10.9. Newman Haas Racing results. Darrell Kruger in the number 1, Mario Andretti, the only Newman Haas Racing entry with 1:12.6.
Oh, I thought you might have been still on a hot lap there, Ollie. All right, well, congratulations on that pole, almost to 107.
Tommy and I were pretty close there.
Yeah, only 100th? Is that 100th or is that 1,000? That's 1,000.
It came up zeros actually, but he did it first. But no,
well,
cool.
I see a 6.4 and it shows a 6.3 for Tom.
Yep, it does. Yeah.
Right, so he smoked your ass. I'm just sorry to say. And I went a little bit faster than my best ever, so
warm-up session
Willie
underway.
will,
15 minutes.
We'll just
to
do this whole 10 minutes.
Qualifying done.
But ain't got anything better to do unless y'all anyone objects to that. That sounds like we'll go for the whole 10 minutes. All right. Like always, I appreciate you guys coming out, making it worthwhile to have a race, and see what 45 minutes of this will be like.
Compared to the other cars we race, these cars are kind of tankers.
They're tankers?
What you mean?
The amount of fuel you can put in it if you fill it up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, won't it hold 30 something, 40 gallons or so? Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I just learned, be careful, don't overshoot your pit with that no pit speed limit. You can haul.
I did the same. Yep.
I think the last race revealed that their varying pit strategies may come into play. But I don't think it'll be like Ferrari and 3-stop and to save because their tire deg was what killed them that last race.
Also, their slowness, I think.
Well, shit, how did he win the race before? By being slower than everybody else, I guess.
Yeah, because no one was expecting that. No, you're right.
I read a story that broke it down as to like this, I mean, from going from winning to not being very competitive overall. I mean, on a single lap they were. Is it just me, but does it look like the rubber resets every session?
You know, I can't tell with this track. It looks rubbery in some spots, and then it looks
Or is
green
it
in other
sometimes
spots.
the shade, the difference in time of day, maybe something to do with it?
I know, like the braking zone into the hairpin, kind of up at the top of the hill there, never gets rubbered. I don't know.
Yeah, it sure seems to stay the same, doesn't it?
It never appears to be rubbered, I should say.
As everybody may have realized on their own, that first turn on the first lap could be a little bit tricky. I know it coming out of the pits, I've blown that turn at the top of the hill more than once. So.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
when I saw you today, it was the first time I came out in the track, and I worked on a setup. I was doing about 109. I was feeling good. I came back and loaded up, and it hadn't saved the setup, so I'm working from scratch again.
Oh no.
Oh man, I'm
that's
struggling
tough.
like hell.
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't know where it saved. I know I saved before I left.
And yeah, and you didn't switch cars. I mean, I don't know if you looked in all cars. Sometimes that just seems like sometimes if you just change the livery and then your setup won't be there. But you're in the same Penske, so I don't know. That ain't.
Yeah, that wasn't it. So I don't know what will happen, but I'll have to be conscious of that next time. So. See if I can get this pig around for 20 or 47 minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering because you got into the 109s. I did just after you left. I did a 109.999 or some shit like that. Looks like you didn't turn on the battle director for the sim. Maybe it comes on for the race, but normally that battle director is, nope, there it is.
That's the narrator.
Yeah, he just doesn't say near as much as he used to.
Well, it's come a long ways.
Forsyth Racing Gilles Lalonde in trouble. On the replay now.
Well, when this rolls over into the race, just as a reminder, we'll do a formation lap with Oliver leading us around, and as each pair hits the start-finish line, that's when each row's race
Darryl
starts.
Kruger sitting P6.
We'll see how it ends after 45 minutes of racing. So you got 2 minutes to get around the track. Tommy, that's what I mean, Oliver, sorry. Everybody, yeah, I shortened it up from Road America. Gave us 3 minutes to get around there, but here I just give us 2 minutes. Oh, and it's a quick, I need to change the JSON or something. There's only 30 seconds to get to the grid. 38 seconds, so yeah. There's no delays after the warm-up. We get to boogieing, so all right. Good luck, everybody.
You too.
All right, remember we got this a formation lap.
And we're racing. We're racing for 46 minutes at Middleview No Chicane. 7 cars across 7 classes. Gilles Lalonde gets
Yeah,
by
nice
Brian Hall.
variety of liveries in this time too, don't we?
Tommy Teasdale clears the slower car.
Hey, just a reminder, these cars have starters.
No, they don't.
Okay, thank you. But they can be refueled.
Yeah.
Carl Struhel showing incredible composure under pressure. Brian Hall works through traffic.
Ah, there's a crash. Restart.
Traffic cleared for Gilles de London. Daryl Kruger by Carl Struhel.
Fuck.
Fastest sector one
Yeah,
of the session.
restart.
Oliver Day.
There's a crash.
Watch the incident.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now. Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Oh well.
Sorry, folks.
No, it's okay. It's a yellow car and white car.
ACES on ACES crime.
Yeah,
Race
setup
complete.
still loaded.
On to cooldown.
There, I think crew chief set it up.
My clock's acting funny here.
Holy crap! Yeah, it only went down to 3-2. Everybody on the grid. We catch everybody. Everybody out here.
Yep.
Pit stop complete for Carl Struhel. Carl Struhel has dropped 3 positions since the start.
No, I'm sorry if I cut down on you, Brian. There, going into that first to last turn or whatever caused that.
The
And Oliver-
lap was a bit fast.
Well, we was coming around with it less than 20 seconds, so that's it's within 20. That's pretty good. All right, good luck, everybody. We'll try to get through these last 2 turns. Come around to this start-finish line and get to racing.
Oliver Day sets the benchmark in Sector 3. Daryl Kruger with the fastest Sector 3 so far. Over a minute of this and still nothing between them. In Canadian Tire Racing, Tommy Teasdale goes fastest with a 1:12.1. Penske leader, Brian Hall, 1:14.3. Sector 1 purple for Tommy Teasdale. Gap now 1.4 seconds for Carl Struhal. In Newman Haas Racing, Daryl Kruger tops the times 1:14.4. Tommy Teasdale tops the sector 3 times. Oliver Day is pulling away, gap up by 2.6 seconds. Brian Hall is building a cushion. Gilles Lalonde extending the lead. Oliver Day refusing to let this one go. Tommy Teasdale has found some pace in the last few laps. That's where Sean Eric is making time through the first sector. Quicker laps now from Gilles Lalonde. Daryl Kruger is getting into a rhythm now. Tommy Teasdale has the advantage at the first sector. The first sector is where Sean Eric pulls away. Brian Hall has found some pace in the last few laps. Gilles Lalonde carries more speed through the middle sector. Tommy Teasdale has been the quickest through the final sector all race. Quicker laps now from Sean Eric. Sean Eric brakes later. Karl Struhl exits faster at the first and final sectors. Darrell Kruger maintaining P7. And we're back live, Canadian Tire Racing. Tommy Teasdale up to P1. Neither driver giving an inch in this prolonged battle. Oliver Day is getting into a rhythm now. Sector 1 improvement for Sean Eric. Brian Hall with 2.1 seconds of clear air ahead. P6 Gilles Lalonde, 3.3 seconds to the car in front. Gilles Lalonde with the entry. Darrell Kruger with the exit at the first and final sectors. Tommy Teasdale holding P1. Sean Eric hanging on to the lead lap. The gap is stretching out for Brian Hall. Better entry speed for Brian Hall at the first sector. On board with Oliver Day, chasing Tommy Teasdale for the lead. On board with Karl Struhl, chasing Sean Eric for third. Let's see what happened. On board with Oliver Day, chasing Tommy Teasdale for the lead. Gap now 10.0 seconds for Darrell Kruger. 0.4 seconds the margin for Karl Struhal in P3. Good pace from Karl Struhal through the middle sector. Different approaches at the first and final sectors. Gilles Lalonde carries more speed. Sean Eric accelerates harder. Gilles Lalonde has been quicker, pulling away. Sean Eric and Darrell Kruger trading advantages through the first and final sectors. Issues for Gilles Lalonde in the Forsyth Racing class. On the replay now. Battle of in Wisehead Racing, Oliver Day now P1. On board with Oliver Day, chasing Tommy Teasdale for the lead. Brian Hall and Sean Eric trading time through the first and final sectors. Sean Eric is pulling away, gap up by 4.4 seconds. Multi-class traffic as Darrell Kruger catches Gilles Lalonde. Karl Struhal has problems in Team Cotter. Watch the incident. On board with Sean Eric, chasing Karl Struhal by 4.4. And we're back live, Patrick Racing, Sean Eric up to P1. Gap now 6.1 seconds for Gilles Lalonde. Oliver Day is making time through the middle sector. Brian Hall is building a cushion. Karl Struhal has been quicker, pulling away. Darrell Kruger brakes later. Gilles Lalonde exits faster in the first and final sectors. Oliver Day with 0.4 seconds of clear air ahead. Gap now 19.5 seconds for Brian Hall. The lap times are starting to drop off for Karl Struhal. Darrell Kruger is building a cushion. Patrick Racing, Sean Eric in trouble. Here's the replay. We rejoin the race with Oliver Day running P2. Brian Hall has the advantage through the middle sector. Brian Hall extending the lead. Meanwhile, Sean Eric pitting from P5. Carl Struhol has been quicker, pulling away. On board with Jill Lalonde, chasing Daryl Kruger for 6th. Daryl Kruger catching the Patrick Racing Sean Eric. Sean Eric rejoins from the pits. That's where Daryl Kruger is making time through the first sector. We have a fighting position here. Tommy Teasdale closing right up. Oliver Day looking strong in first place. Issues for Tommy Teasdale in the Canadian Tire Racing class. Traffic for Brian Hall. Canadian Tire Racing car ahead. Let's look back at when Sean Eric came to a halt on lap 9. Jill Lalonde has problems in Forsyth Racing. We're back live. Brian Hall now, P2. Multi-class traffic as Daryl Kruger catches Tommy Teasdale. Gap now 2.4 seconds for Sean Eric. Sean Eric is losing touch with Daryl Kruger. While we were elsewhere, Gil Lalonde stopped on track on lap 11. Back to the action, and Carl Struhol's up to P3. Gilles Lalonde carries more speed into the first sector. Trouble for Carl Struhol in Team Cotter. Pit stop for Brian Hall, currently P2. Sean Eric all over Daryl Kruger for 4th. Karl Struhel has ducked into the pits from P3. Karl Struhel catching the Penske Brian Hall. Daryl Kruger with the entry, Sean Eric with the exit of the first and final sectors. Karl Struhel and Gilles Lalonde trading advantages through the first and final sectors. On board with Karl Struhel, chasing Gilles Lalonde for fifth. Karl Struhel clears the slower car. Brian Hall has the advantage at the first sector. A new personal best sector 2 there for Sean Eric. Daryl Kruger extending the lead. Issues for Sean Eric in the Patrick Racing class. On the replay now. We rejoined the race, Daryl Kruger running P3. Gilles Lalonde had a significant problem on lap 16. Here's what we missed. We're back live, Brian Hall now P2. Daryl Kruger brakes later. Karl Struhel exits faster at the first and final sectors. Sean Eric in the Patrick Racing closing on Gilles Lalonde. On board with Karl Struhel, chasing Daryl Kruger for third. On board with Gilles Lalonde, chasing Daryl Kruger for fourth. The leader, Oliver Day, has pitted. Karl Struhel is fastest, but Daryl Kruger gets the better exit from the first and final sectors. With Gilles Lalonde chasing Daryl Kruger for fourth. Oliver Day back out on track. Brian Hall behind Wiser Racing Oliver Day. good drive from Gilles Lalonde. Daryl Kruger catching the team cutter Karl Struhal. Traffic for Sean Eric, Newman-Haas racing car ahead. Multi-class traffic as Gilles Lalonde catches Daryl Kruger. Daryl Kruger showing incredible composure under pressure. Gilles Lalonde has problems in four-side racing. Watch the incident. Back to the action, and Brian Hall's up to P2. Let's look back at when Karl Struhal came to a halt on lap 18. Back live Brian Hall sitting P2. Karl Struhal accelerating harder from the final sector. Sean Eric is quicker through the first sector. While we were elsewhere, Sean Eric stopped on track on lap 20. We rejoined the race, Karl Struhal running P3. Patrick racing Sean Eric in trouble. Here's the replay. Back to the action, and Daryl Kruger's up to P4. Trouble for Carl Struhl in Team Cotter. Gilles Lalonde had a significant problem on lap 24. Here's what we missed. Back live, Brian Hall sitting P2. Daryl Kruger consistently faster through the first sector. Oliver Day and Brian Hall trading time through the first and final sectors. Sean Eric carries more speed through the middle sector. The first sector is where Tommy Teasdale pulls away. Let's look back at when Carl Struhl came to a halt on lap 27. We're back live, Daryl Kruger now P4. Minutes left in the session. While the action has quieted down, let's revisit an earlier moment. Back to the action, and Oliver Day's up to P1. In Patrick Racing, Sean Eric goes fastest with a 1:10.0. Let's look back at something we missed earlier. We rejoin the race. Karl Struhel running P3. Green sector 3 for Sean Eric. Karl Struhel has problems in Team Cotter. On the replay now. Live, Ryan Hall sitting Q2. Here's something interesting we missed. We rejoin the four-side racing action. Gilles Rolando running P1. On board with Gilles Rolando chasing Daryl Kruger for fourth. Issues for Daryl Kruger
Are you okay?
in the Newman Haas Racing class. Let's see what happens. Back to the action, and Oliver Day's up to P1. Meanwhile, Sean Eric pitting from P6. Sean Eric and Tommy Teasdale trading advantages through the first and final sectors. Pit stop complete for Sean Eric. While we were elsewhere, Darrell Kruger stopped on track on lap 35. Back living Forsyth Racing, Gilles Lalonde then now P1. Gilles Lalonde all over Darrell Kruger for fourth. This is hard, fair racing at its best. Checkered flag for Oliver Day in Wiser Racing. Brian Hall takes the Penske win. Carl Struhol wins the Team Cotter. Checkered flag for Darrell Kruger in Newman Haas Racing. Forsyth Racing winner is Gilles Lalonde. Victory in Patrick Racing for Sean Eric. Tommy Teasdale wins the Canadian Tire Racing.
What was that?
Are you looking at me? By
No,
chance?
Brian nailed me passing the start-finish line.
Yeah, you forgot to accelerate there. I was gonna try to drag race you. I was letting you know,
Yeah.
right up your tailpipe.
Yeah, I think I had a bit too much downforce.
All right, well done, everybody, to making it to the finish. Hope you had fun. These are difficult cars, and to say the least, I guess. But
They're a blast. I mean,
oh yeah, well, that
you have
takes
to
some
drive 'em.
skill, right? Right.
analog. It's not digital. It's all analog. It's all by feel.
Great
Yeah,
run,
and that
Lyle.
too much throttle will get you just you wouldn't expect.
Nice job, Oliver.
Yeah, good one.
Did you guys
Yeah.
change your tires?
Yeah, I did.
I did. I had committed
Yeah.
to it at the beginning, so I kind of was pushing too hard. That's why. But I spun 3 times and still got a top 10, I guess.
Well, you set fastest lap with some fresh tires. It looks like.
That's all I had left to live for.
Sorry for that tap, Daryl.
That's okay. Yeah, it was pretty close. Why
But we got plenty of.
Why did
practice
you
for
keep
Thursday.
lifting? You could have got me on that lap back straight.
In the straight, I had barn doors for wings, so you guys were all peeling away from me.
Oh, okay.
Carl, what happened? You were clicking a second off a lap on me there for a while.
Oh, and then when you think, well, I just go a little bit faster,
Yeah,
right?
2 seconds. I'll kick 2 seconds this time. Oh,
No, I should have just try to stay consistent. And it don't take but that one time to get on that throttle a little bit harder,
well, I
a little
think
bit
we
earlier.
pitted at the same time and got new tires and went back out. And when I went back out, I was looking for you, and all of a sudden, bam, 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 you went way behind. Did you lose it?
Yeah,
What's the name of the turn, of the left turn at the top of the hill?
Motherfucker.
The
Left.
bumps.
Motherfucker turn.
Keyhole.
No, not the keyhole. The keyhole is at the end.
That's
It's I did. It's the
That's the
airpin.
top of the hill.
It's a
I don't know
motherfucker.
the names.
Yeah, it might be. It might be that. I thought it was the airpin at the end of the second straight. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, that turn has bumps with these cars. It was unbelievable. When
I
we were
actually I
Yeah,
actually saw an Indy car race from here in the late '80s, early '90s.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty wild, and it was hot. Good God, it was hot. But it was one of the best times I had in my life. We camped out all weekend long up there by the track, and a hell of a time.
I was.
I'd actually
invited-
seen. Go ahead.
I was invited by the flaggers, and I went with a flagger to Mid-Ohio in the early '90s for a GTP car race.
Oh, that had to be cool. But yeah, I saw IndyCar at Road America back in the mid '80s. Well, early '80s actually. I think I was 13 at the time.
They screamed, man. They screamed back then.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and we were right where we were at by the track because you could actually stand by the other side of the Armco in certain place. Al Unser, just after we left, Al Unser Jr. crashed in the Domino's car, and if we would have stayed there, my brother probably could have grabbed a piece of wing. That's how. So it was wild.
dang.
Back then. Yeah, that was.
Well,
a great trip.
congratulations, guys. You guys have a good night. That was fun.
Oh yeah,
You
cool.
too.
We'll
You too.
probably see you on
You too.
Thursday, and we'll have all have learned where not to get that track cut on that damn first turn.
I never got one.
Two. You don't need to touch it. You just need to be a tire width from the beginning.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've done a lot of them in practice, but in the race here, I didn't get any. I don't know.
Oh, and keep an eye out. I'll make an announcement on what I've got, a 5-race series that's gonna kind of fill in the gaps between the rest of the kart season and the 1981 season, and then when we start up our next the fall winter season, it's looking like we might get to run the 1985 mod again. It's a scheduled to be out on this Steam Workshop before then, so I'm kind of planning on using it. So we'll see.
Like it's getting finished up.
Yeah, they polish it up and
Do the gauges and stuff, probably.
yeah, and then put it
Cool.
on the Steam Workshop. And so
85 what?
those Group C cars that we raced last year. Remember the Porsches and all that was so much fun.
Yeah, I always run the